Hey everybody, and welcome back to Colin's Crazy Creatures. This is my wall of invertebrates, and this is my Asian forest scorpion, Forrest. I named my Asian forest scorpion Forrest because it's an Asian forest scorpion, and Forrest is a name like Forrest Gump, and you should probably know who that is, or Forrest Galante, who is the researcher with the TV show Extinct or Alive. And some people might keep your Asian forest scorpion in this thing for its whole life, but I want to give Forrest more room. So in this video, we're going to talk about Asian forest scorpions and make a new enclosure for Forrest. Asian forest scorpion is kind of a generic term for any scorpion in the genus Heterometris from Southeast Asia in tropical rainforests. And there are many species in this genus, like Heterometris spinifer, Silenus, Laudicus, and many others. And we actually don't know what kind Forrest is, but it doesn't really matter because they're all very similar. And the common names for the Asian forest scorpion are the giant blue scorpion, the giant forest scorpion, the Malaysian forest scorpion. Scorpion anatomy is that they have a cephalothorax, which is their head and thorax combined, which has their eyes, mouth parts, and pedipalps, their abdomen, which is the rest of their body that contains their legs. What most people think is their tail is actually called the metasoma, which has multiple segments, their anus, and then the telson, which has the stinger. Now, before we continue talking about the actual scorpion, let's build the enclosure. And these are really the only materials you need to build an effective enclosure for an Asian forest scorpion. And you don't really need lighting unless you want a day-night cycle, and they can live at room temperature. So first, you would want to take your substrate. We use coconut fibers and make about a 3-inch layer of it in the enclosure. And then, since they don't really need, and since they can hide underneath cork bark and leaf litter, you gotta put in a decent layer of leaf litter and put in some cork for them to hide under. Now we have some leaf litter in, and now we're going to put some cork bark in several locations from the hide under. And now we put in the water dish. You also want to make sure the substrate is moist because they live in tropical rainforests. And that is a complete enclosure for an Asian forest scorpion. And now let's put Forrest in. And it looks like he's already underneath one of his hides. since there's more to talk about, I'm going to uncover Forrest for the rest of the video. Asian forest scorpions, like all scorpions, glow underneath a black light. And that is because the chitin in their exoskeleton reacts with the UVB light. But don't be tempted to keep them under a black light all the time, because that will eventually wear down the chitin enough to be dangerous. Asian forest scorpions, at least mine, are really good eaters and will almost always eat for you. And you can feed them by either just putting them in their enclosure, but since they're ambush predators, it's probably better to just present it to them, and you can do that by either using tongs, or I sometimes will use my fingers. And the way they will eat is they will grab their food with their pedipalps or claws and move it towards their chelicerae, where they will chew their food alive. Asian forest scorpions are often discredited for their temper, but they're really not aggressive. They're just skittish and a little bit defensive inside their enclosure. Once you get them out of their enclosure, they're very docile. And like all scorpions, they are venomous, but the venom is not dangerous unless you have an allergic reaction to it, and the venom comes out of the stinger on their telson. But they're very reluctant to sting you, and they have to be either really provoked or it will be a complete accident. And the one person I've heard who got stung by an Asian forest scorpion was stung by accident, and the scorpion didn't even try to do it. Honestly, you're more likely to get pinched by the pedipalps, like I almost did here, than getting stung by the stinger. And that is Forrest the Asian forest scorpion. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and see you next time on Colin's Crazy Creatures.